Okay, welcome back. We're gonna do some score chasing on Balloon Fight on the NES Classic Mini. Balloon Fight, one of my favorite games to score chase on. I love doing Balloon Fight, Donkey Kong 3, Popeye, Pinball, Mario Bros, and I don't know, Donkey Kong Jr., also Miss Pac-Man. But Balloon Fight, definitely one of my favorites to score chase. And as you can see, my high score is currently 762,450. And I believe that with a little bit of luck, we could probably one day get over 1,000,000 points on this game. So that's one of the goals of this channel, to do a 1,000,000 point game on Balloon Fight or Mario Bros. That's another game that I think I got a really good shot at breaking 1,000,000 on. But anyway, if you're like me, you're probably a retro gamer that paid attention to the Angry Video Game Nerd, Cinemassacre, James Rolfe. And I used to watch the channel a lot. I'd say probably from 2010, when I got out of the Navy, to maybe 2018 or 2019, somewhere around there. I stopped watching the content. It was getting pretty stale. And then, of course, the COVID years were very not good to the quality of content on the channel. And don't get me wrong, I'm a fan. I'm not, one of those Cinemassacre truthers. I don't pay attention to what they're saying on Red Cow Arcade. But I honestly, as a fan, I honestly cannot help. I don't watch the channel much anymore because the quality of the content's gotten so bad, but I still peripherally pay attention to it. And I cannot help but wonder, there seems to be something bad going on with the channel these days. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but I'm definitely seeing things that I would consider warning signs. For one, they're really pushing physical sales of merchandise that I would call, I'll very generously call it junk. First there was the book, Gnome Cave, which, James wrote because he had no interest in even attempting to make a film. It was an idea he wanted to do as a movie. Now, there is a channel that reviews short novels. I guess they're called novellas. It's been doing it for years, and I guess the guy who runs the channel is also a fan of James Rolfe, so he gave Gnome Cave what I would call a very fair review. Very fair and unbiased, and it kind of confirmed what we all suspected, that it was very much an amateurish novella. I mean, I don't think he hired, like, a professional copy editor or anything like that. And it kind of shows. And what was he charging? Something like $35 for a copy of the book? Whoa. The conclusion of the review was that it was amateurishly written and way too overpriced. So they started selling that this year. Then they started selling the new video game, AVGN Adventures, which, by the way, I am guilty of paying for. I paid the $93 to pre-order a copy, which we will play on the NES Kevtris in high def. Unfortunately, we won't be able to do it till this summer when it actually comes out. Pre-order in November, get the game in June or July, unfortunately. So, but we did go ahead and pay for that. Tried to get the gold cartridge, but it sold out so quickly. So we ended up going with the clear blue cartridge. So jury's still out on that one, but nevertheless, it does represent another piece of physical merchandise. And after that, it starts getting a little. I guess some of the fans were kind of confused because, you know, there was the Tabasco sauce, the hot sauce. This guy does not want to come down, does he? There we go. Finally. So we all know how this grift works. A quote-unquote influencer, and boy do I hate that term, buys in wholesale hot sauce and then slaps a custom label on it and charges a premium. And in the case of James Rolfe, what is he charging? Something like $60 for 3 bottles of the hot sauce? Like, what a joke. And the fans are just as confused because in the community post that made the announcement for the hot sauce, the fans are, you know, responding to it saying, "What is this? Why are you pushing this?" And then after that, just 2 weeks after the hot sauce announcement, another community post. This time they're selling quote-unquote mystery boxes. Like, what? And the fans very confused. Why are we selling mystery boxes on the channel? Oh, good, we got the last one. Don't want to miss out on those bonus points. And we all know that the mystery box is basically junk that they couldn't sell otherwise. Charging $75, I believe, plus shipping for the mystery box. Just criminal what he's doing to his fans. So my question is, why is Cinemassacre, I don't remember them pushing this much merch, this much crappy merch especially. I don't remember them pushing it so adamantly, you know, so extremely on their audience. Am I missing something? Now, what's with this sudden push to sell crappy hot sauce and mystery boxes? It's really out of character with the channel. Now, fair enough, they did used to sell, you know, the DVDs and, or the Blu-rays, as well as, T-shirts, things like, oh, rats. My personal opinion is that there's something going on with the channel, because one thing I've noticed is that the views are down across the board. I mean, that's just a fact. When you look at, because I used to pay attention to the views, and I remember seeing views for an episode of AVGN back in 2015, 2016, whatever. They would break 1 million views within 24 hours, easy. 1.1, 1.2 million, not a problem within 24 hours. That started slowing down. By the way, that is really good for a YouTube channel. And then, I want to say in 2019, 2020, the views started slowing down. It would take them about 2, maybe 3 days before they would break 1 million views. But now, so about 5 months ago, he did Metroid, and I'm not even sure when that broke 1 million, but it's over 1 million now, 1.3 million after 5 months, which I assume that's good. Then there was, he did the Mario Paint. Those red guys suck. And I find it so unusual. His Mario Paint episode has been out for, I want to say, 2 months, and it still hasn't broken 1 million views. That's somewhat alarming. You know, Mario Paint is kind of a, I would say that's like a premier game to, you know, right in the AVGN's wheelhouse. And after that, they did, he did, I think it was his Halloween special, the Werewolf video game that, you know, probably been out about a month now, still hasn't broken 1 million views. That's alarming. And then after that, just a couple weeks ago, he did Time Cop. Hasn't broken 1 million views yet. That one's only been out a week or two. So I'm curious, you know, it seems like his videos now hit the wall at about 800,000, and then they crawl. So, you know, they're hawking more. That's the second time I've done that. They're hawking more crummy merch, and the views are down. And I was talking to my pal Justin, Rockin' Cat Reviews, about what might be going on. He understands the algorithm much better than I do, and he had an interesting theory about what might be going on. His opinion was that his viewers are not tuning in for the full video. He's getting, he's losing, quote-unquote, view time retention or something like that. I don't know. And I guess when you're losing view time retention or eyeball retention, whatever, all of a sudden you start getting left behind a little bit by the algorithm. Oh no, I missed one. He is probably closer to the truth than I am. My personal opinion is the content, objectively, it's gotten lazier and it's just not as entertaining as it used to be. And his fans are tuning out. But again, that's, you know, if I'm guilty of anything, it's of being an altruist, that I'm looking at it too altruistically and not analytically enough. So, Rockin' Cats is probably right. It probably has to do with more with the algorithm leaving him behind because of some factor. Now, one thing I was thinking about, though, is I was watching, or excuse me, I was looking at the videos that he had done in the last month, just to kind of have a reference. So October is a bread and butter month for Cinemassacre, or at least it was. You know, this is a channel that for years did Monster Madness and, you know, horror-themed video games. The Cinemassacre is an OG YouTube channel that's been around for a very long time, and they used to go all out for Halloween. You know, now every channel, you know, does what they can to drive up, you know, viewership and engagement during Halloween. They do Halloween-themed stuff to get a boost in the algorithm. Cinemassacre is one of the original channels to do that. But they used to do really good October Halloween content. And now I'm looking at what James did, what Cinemassacre did for Halloween content this last October, and I was appalled. It was James talking about his favorite Halloween candy. You know, I'm sorry, but Cinemassacre was not built on James Rolfe sitting around saying, you know, I don't like candy corn, I like Butterfinger. You know, whatever that was. Oh, I flew right into it. That was stupid. And I'm sure everyone's noticed that there's been an uptick in channels, like, kind of predicting the death of Cinemassacre. I think the Gamer from Mars recently did one. I'm not a fan of that channel whatsoever. Dylan, the Midnight Owl, I think, did one. There's been a number of them. None of them are any good or worth watching. You know, the channel is, as far as I know, it's fine. You know, I'm just kind of shocked that when I see that the views are down and that they're making really crummy October content and selling a lot more junk. I personally think that that's an indicator. It's probably an indicator that what they're trying to do is, you know, obviously make more money. But if I had to make an educated guess, man, game getting tough right now. I think that their costs of operation have gone up, and so maybe they had a bad year and they're trying to make up for it. Oh, that's game. 551,050 points. Not bad. Not where we need to be. Would have liked to have had a higher score, but whatever. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Maybe I'm completely way off base with this Cinemassacre analysis, but I think it's worth thinking about. So anyway, let's go ahead and wrap this up. And next time we play, we'll either be back at the Black Box series or doing some more score chasing.